Hi all, Shane here. It's a quick update on my 148 scale Messerschmitt BF 109 E-4 build by Airfix. I'm about 70 to 75% of the way done with this aircraft. I've just spent the last couple of evenings now just decaling up the markings on the aircraft, adding all the very small, minute details. Also, just since I'm on this topic, well, I'm going to be focusing on this topic for a few minutes at least. Just a very quick question for any of you propeller heads out there. On this side of the aircraft, there is numbering on the bottom of the fuselage, going from 1 to 8. Can any of you tell me what that's for? Is that for if they have to take the airframe apart that they can reassemble it, or if anyone can tell me what the numbering on the lower side of the left fuselage is for, I'd be very interested to know. I don't have a lot of reference material on these aircraft, you see, so I'm kind of just building out of the box. So again, the aircraft I'm building is an RAF, or not an RAF, a Battle of Britain ME-109. This was shot down over Kent, I believe, or Somerset. Yeah, it was over Kent. It's also going to be equipped with a 100-pound bomb, which is kind of cool. It's a bit weird. I normally actually prefer them with a drop tank, but this one had the bomb, and it was just an excuse to use the yellow cowlings and wing and rudder tips. But this has been the markings are right out of the box. I believe these are not cartograph. I know that some of Airfix's new tools had cartograph decals. I know a few of their models did. This one I do not believe is the case, because I couldn't find any print evidence to support that. It didn't say made in Italy or whatever on the sheet, so I think this is in-house produced. Decals are pretty alright. They do suffer from a bit of silvering, so be aware. So make sure you've clear coated or gloss coated your aircraft. I put down a coat of Vallejo acrylic gloss varnish. I put down about 2 coats of this, let one dry and then apply the other. This works fine. I do most of my sealing in this because I can't get Johnson's clear. A lot of the shops here don't stock them. It's kind of hit and miss, so, and I'm not going to be trawling through the shops at Galway looking for fucking clear, like the hell with that. So I gloss coat, and that mixed with a good decal solvent does a job. I tend to use micro scales micro set. I'm almost out now. I need to buy some more. This stuff is unreal. I don't have any I don't have any decal fixer, so I just go wet my surface and then go straight on. Does the job. I do have the Vallejo decal sets or decal setters, which are, if I can find them, which are this is one of them anyway. Where's the other? Do bear with me. Now, if I was a really good channel, I'd actually have like an intermission part here, but I'm shit, so no. Yeah, here we go. So I have these as well, which are Vallejo's decal medium, which is their decal softener, and their decal fix, which is basically like it's like a really light PVA mix. You put it down over where you want to put the decal, stops it from slipping, and then when you want to make it conform to a surface, you apply this. I find these a little bit hit and miss. I know some people use them. Again, do in the comments give me your experiences with them, because maybe I'm using them wrong, but I've noticed that when I apply this especially, it leaves a fucking bad residue on the model. So I don't tend to use the fix. The softener works alright, not as good as the microsol. It's also alcohol based, like you can almost, it smells like a party when you open it up. But what I tend to do is I just tend to put a few drops into my little water palette and soften it that way. But to be honest with you, it's kind of ineffective. So just for like the point of fairness and to make sure I'm being fair to these products, do let me know in the comments of this video if you use these products, how do you use them and how do you find them. So that out of the way, so the decals are all down. I just have a very quick question too, because I'm not a propeller head. I don't really know much on aircraft. I'm learning constantly as I'm working on this. This is only my second 48 scale aircraft I've ever built, so I'm used to smaller scale stuff, so this is all very new territory. But can any of you tell me the purpose on the left side of the fuselage, so this side here, there's very small numbering on the bottom of each panel line. It goes from 1 to 8. Can any of you tell me what the purpose of that is? It's just numbered all the way here at the bottom. They were fun, trying to put them feckin' things in, but it's a nice little detail nonetheless that nobody will actually bloody see. But still, can anyone tell me what they're for? I'm just very curious. So other than that, I had some, as I mentioned, some of these decals, since they're in-house, is silver. So especially the walk lines here on both wing roots, they have crumpled a little bit and they're silvered. I can see them silvering now, and probably you can too. Yeah, there you go. You can kind of see how they're silvered. And I have put so much setting solution down on them, trying to get them bastards to conform. But no, that would be too easy, wouldn't it? Yeah, I'm having a moody with my model right now. So the quickest way around that is I'm gonna have to probably put a couple of layers of gloss varnish over that, just to try and minimise that glare as much as possible. And then when I'm actually sealing this model, once the weathering process is finished, I'm going to satin coat it, because I like having a little bit of a sheen on my models. On my aircraft models at least, it makes photographing them a little bit of a pain in the arse, trying to get to minimise the bounce back from the light. But what can you do? Also, I have the navigation lights on the wingtips painted in, the green port and red starboard lights. Also, the decals have been applied to the wing roots and washes into the undercarriage wells. And that's really it. I have to admit, I don't know much about aircraft modelling, to be 100% honest. I'm really enjoying this. I'm actually beginning to enjoy this a little bit more than armour modelling. Don't worry, lads. I'm not going to go, oh, I'm done with armour. I'm not. I'm just taking a bit of a break from armour. Just for simple fact being is that my Brum bar is more or less finished, which I'll be doing a video of quite shortly. It's just you can only build so many tanks before you get a bit fed up with it. I'm really enjoying aircraft, so I'll probably be adding at least 2 more 109s to my collection. I'm looking at Eduards or Edards to annoy just annoy Andy. I'll probably be putting in Edards G10 48 scale Messerschmitt into the collection at some point. That's that really sexy looking one with the underslung 20mm cannons. And also been looking at the really nice resin update kits that they built especially for that kit. That allows me to open up the radio panel that would be located here, and the oxygen access hatches for the pilot's oxygen supply, and also expose the engine and gun ports and cannon ports. I think I'm going to do that. I like how Eduard in their new kits have actually designed them for resin updates. I know it's just to make you buy more of their stuff, but if it's quality products, who cares? And that'll be my first super detailed aircraft, and I'm really looking forward to it, because there's something sexy about seeing an aircraft with all its inner workings exposed. Do you know, it's always nice to look under the underskirt, you know. Hey, anyway, other than getting the rest of this, so that's the plan there. I'm also hoping to add one of Airfix's new tool, Spitfire Mark 1s and Hurricane Mark 1s. Very inexpensive kit, and they come with full gun bay, well, at least a very good gun bay detail, so you can have all the 303 machine guns exposed, which is really, that's a very nice touch from a stock kit, I have to say. So I'm not really sure if I want to build another ME-109 directly, and bear in mind the ME-109 isn't my favourite German aircraft. It's nice as it is. I love the sleek lines of the ME-109. The BF-109, my apologies. As much as I love the lines of the BF-109, my real love for the German fighters is the Flak Wolf 190 series. I absolutely adore that aircraft. It's just because it's such a badass looking plane. Like, this is sleek, this is elegant. You can tell this aircraft comes from a glider design by how streamlined everything is. It's all designed for dive and for climb, and that's how these aircraft are truly a boom and zoom. Hard hitting, and then would just buzz out of the combat zone, get altitude, dive on you again, and keep repeating until they killed you. What happened was the Messerschmitt pilots often, for whatever reason, would forget themselves and lock themselves into turning battles with Spitfires and Hurricanes, and especially with the Spitfire, the Spitfire exceeds in turning battles because of its very tight turning circle. It's very manoeuvrable in the turn, whereas the Messerschmitt here really isn't. And the Hurricane is just a tough old bird that will tear you up if you underestimate it. And that's kind of like the thing about the Messerschmitt and Spitfires. Even though it's a very contentious and very controversial argument to this day, they're both very similar aircraft in many regards. They're both very good aircraft. They're just good in different ways. When used correctly, both of them are brilliant aircraft. It's just when pilots kind of when pilots didn't utilize what these aircraft were designed to do, that's when they used to get shot down. But I'm really hoping to add a few Focke-Wulf 190 series to my collection, especially like A8s, A4s, and the lovely Dorado, the long lows, high altitude variants. But do tell me in the comments what's your favourite aircraft and your favourite model all time World War II aircraft and what you like to build someday. I'd love to know. And so that's really where I'm at. So what's next now is to seal everything back in with another gloss coat, and I'm going to start putting down my oil filters, especially on the yellow tips of the aircraft, because a lot of my pre-shading just went boom, disappeared. So I have to go back and use oil filters to get a bit of tone, start doing panel lines, gun streaks, some very, very light chipping, and then this aircraft will be ready. So in the next update, we'll be working on the weathering. I might even do a panel line tutorial if you're interested. Do let me know in the tutorial, because panel lines in both armour and aircraft disciplines are more or less identical for the most part. There are a little bit of slight differences, but again, I have enough knowledge to be able to accurately show how to do panel lines if you so want me to. So that's really it. I hope you like it. I'm really proud of this aircraft. I'm really proud of the pre-shading on the wings especially. It really came out well. So let's hope I can do this aircraft justice. So thank you for watching. Stay safe, happy modelling, and watch out for those buses. Bye bye.